Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. And we are here for episode 4 of the Encore Questionable Queen. Let's
I
get
do
into
not owe you
it.
conversation. Let's also get that clear. We don't want to hear from you. Go away. She said, well, I changed my mind. And she has that right.
Okay, so we're picking up where the last episode left off, the big blow up after dinner. And Aubrey walks away from the table saying, nobody's listening to her. And she really can't get a word in, so she doesn't feel like being queen anymore, and she's just over it. And I'm confused. I'm like, you're the queen, though. You're supposed to be able to control this group of women, and you have the power to mandate, so they have to listen to you, and you should be able to control the group. You thought just because they crowned you queen that automatically meant that they were going to listen to you, and you wouldn't have to be assertive. And you can't be a queen without being assertive and putting your foot down. And so Fallon and Felicia are in the pool just having a conversation. They're blowing off steam. And in her confessional, Fallon makes the statement that she and her sister are more talented than Lamisha, and that's why Lamisha is mad. And I didn't agree with that at all. Everybody's talented in their own way. I did not agree with that at all. She should not have said that, and it's just like, I get why people don't like the twins because of saying comments like that, and just how they appear. But it's just like, y'all not more talented than she is. She's not showing her talent. She's not putting in the effort. But don't. I didn't agree with that. Um, and they also say that they feel played by Aubrey, which I think it was the second episode. I said they were y'all. Absolute. She played y'all. She made y'all feel like y'all were so important, and while y'all were doing things that she wanted y'all to do, and y'all were happy-go-lucky, y'all was cool with it. But as soon as she raised her little, she raised her voice a little bit at Felicia, then they no longer rock with her and they not cool with her. Um, so it's like, that's y'all fault. And while she's in her room, somehow Elijah is in there, and Aubrey and Elijah are talking, and she tells Elijah that the twins made the statement, when we're working with Elijah, he knows what it is. He knows who really is doing the work. And well, first things first, I don't believe they said that, but if they did say that, I feel like it's not in the context that she's making it out to be that they said it. Because it's just, how you say stuff with your friends, like, when I'm with them, they know who it is. They know who really doing it. Like how we say stuff and it be joking, but she's trying to pass it off as them really throwing shade. And of course, he feeds right into it. Well, I have a number one song, and I have 3 number one hits, and they're the least known, the least talented, something like that. He just fed right into it and threw some shade back without even knowing for real if they said anything. And somehow Irish comes in the room, and her and Aubrey are hugging, talking about they each other's fave, and I'm trying to figure out when this happened, but I also don't even really care. But it shows up later how this became a thing. Um, so Kiely is in the kitchen talking stuff about Aubrey, and Aubrey hears, and she just comes in going off on Kiely. But Kiely is once again standing there in her pajamas with her glass of wine, and she just laughs at Aubrey like, okay, you doing all this hooping and hollering, and everybody is saying, oh, that's not queen like behavior. What she doing, she shouldn't be doing that. You should be bringing everybody together. But instead, she in the kitchen calling Kiely all type of bitches and saying how she just gets on her nerves, and she starts all this drama. But it's like, this is who y'all voted for. Like I said in my last review, they vote for who makes them feel good at the time. So when people are no longer making them feel good, they ready to just toss them to the side. Um, so the next morning, we have Sita back on the television, and she's just asking, like how everything's coming along. And it still feels like they're not getting anything done. Like, y'all been in this house for how long now, and still ain't it didn't seem like y'all did nothing for real. And she's telling them, like, you know, y'all got a performance that y'all got to do. Y'all need to get this together because it's really seeming like y'all ain't doing too much of nothing. And now she tells them that they have to come up with a name for the group. So that's another obstacle that they have to overcome. And it's just like, what? But this was funny to me because Nivea said confusion. I think Fallon said the Misfits. Felicia said the no-show. Like, everybody just being petty and shady towards each other. And then I think Shamari said evolve into nothing, and Kiely added devolve. And I said, y'all just, like, why are y'all here? If everybody got a problem with everything, why are y'all here just talking shit? But I found that funny though. But the twins once again want to clear the air, and they go to Lamisha and they apologize for how they behaved, and they want her to feel included, and they apologize and say that if their behavior has made her feel that way, then they apologize for it, which I never like that. You know, I'm sorry if you feel that way, but they took accountability, which they do. It's like a lot of people don't like them, but even in all they shit talking and all the stuff that they talk, they do admit when they're wrong. And if they don't feel like they're wrong, then you really can't be mad at that, because when you don't feel like you're wrong, you're not going to back down from somebody telling you that you are wrong. But Lamisha, like, she's iffy, but she's willing to put it aside to get the work done. Also, production. Y'all wrong as hell for focusing in on the fact that her eyelash was not all the way on. Like, they kept that camera, like, right there on that eyelash that was not glued all the way down properly. Y'all wrong. So the ladies are in the studio to record Pam's gospel song. And it does sound good. I will give Pam that. In all her holiness and righteousness, that sounds like a great song. And I think she says that is the only song that they all, like, as the whole group, that's the one song that they have. So I'm trying to figure out, did y'all really scrap talking just because Pam didn't want to say ho, but everybody can get on your record? And I don't like it. I'm sorry, I don't. Because if they, and I want to say have to, because if they have to bend to her will and make this gospel record, why couldn't she just do a couple oohs and ahs on that song and just let it be what it was? But Aubrey makes the statement that her fans and the people that rock with her know that she doesn't rock with gospel music, and she's bored sitting in the studio listening to it. We can tell that you don't rock with gospel music. We know that you don't know the Lord, and that's okay. So Kiely goes to meet with Aaliyah, the choreographer, to just talk, you know, throw out some ideas and see where they can get started on learning the dances, because they don't have that going on. It's like they barely got the music going on. They ain't learned no dance steps. Like I said, it's all over the place. But then Aubrey comes in with her board and basically takes over and says, you know, we doing this way, this way. And she says something about skeletons, and Kiely says, well, you know, everybody wants a stab at that song. She loves to call people babe. I don't really like it. And Aubrey is like, well, we're just gonna keep it the way it is because it's me and the twins. So Kiely, like, once again, she just backs down and don't say nothing. And I'm like, I don't get that, because I'm like, but they already talked about it, and I guess it just is what it is. So then when all the other ladies come in and they're talking about it, because Aaliyah's like, well, I need to start working on something. So what we starting with? We starting with skeletons? Excuse me. And Shamari speaks up. She's like, well, I want to learn the steps to that and to this. And once again, Aubrey tries to, you know, shut it down, basically saying that it's the three of them. And Shamari's like, no, well, I can learn the steps to that. You know, it's no problem. I could learn it if I want to. And in her confessional, she says, you know, the queen can't stop me from doing da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, but I thought in the mandate, actually, she could if she wanted to. She just didn't. It's like she don't have the backbone to actually do what the queen is supposed to do if she chooses to. I hope I said that right. Um, so then Aubrey says, well, can I go change clothes? Because she has on this dress and them Kanye West shoes that I hate. Um, but she never comes back though. So it's like while Shamari and the twins are learning the dance moves to Skeleton, the rest of the ladies are in the studio working on Pam's song, and everybody's like, well, where did Aubrey go? And for some reason, I think it was the gym area. She's sitting in the gym area, but the outfit she got on, she switched into heels. And I didn't understand. I'm like, why do you have these heels on? But somehow Pam well, not somehow, but they show Pam talking to her like, so you not going to learn the dance steps? And she just shakes her head like, nah, I don't feel like it. And it's just like, what? So every time somebody catches an attitude, they no longer have to do anything. And real quick, like side note, I want to say this because I was watching a few people's reviews on YouTube about the show as well, and I don't think y'all understand what group projects mean. It don't mean that people just get to pick and choose where they want to show up at. It's like, I don't think that's right, not what I'm trying to say, but it's like, okay, if we're in a group and we say, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, and you're going to do this, and we all come together, so it's one big thing. If something don't go your way, you don't just get to sit back and then try to come back and get credit for it. Because it's like, that's what it seems like Lamisha's doing. And then now it seems like that's what Aubrey's doing. Y'all not participating in nothing, but y'all think that y'all can just pick and choose what y'all feel like doing and then want to blame other people when stuff don't get done. It's like, that don't make sense. And then, like, like I said, so this episode, Aubrey is the Lamisha of this episode. It's like every time they see her, she's sleeping, she's not in the studio, she's not doing nothing. And Elijah goes to wake her up. Oh, but before that, because it was him and the twins in the studio, so he brings it up like, well, it was brought to my attention that y'all said da-da-da. And the twins was like, so now she lying on us? So they saying they flat out didn't say it. But no, then Fallon says, if we did say it, why are you running back and telling him? Which I agree with, because it's like, okay, say they did say it, because I gave them the benefit of the doubt, because like I said, us as black people, we like to talk shit, and it don't be no malice behind it. But okay, say it was malice. Why are you now running back and telling him what we said? Because I'm pretty sure in that conversation, she probably said some stuff as well, but she ain't telling what she said. She just telling what the twins said. But after they get that cleared away, because I think Felicia, she was like, I would never, and you know that, but if you don't know, I'm letting you know right now, I would never say anything like that about you. So don't, which I can agree with, because like, if we worked together before and we've been cool all this time, don't let the words of somebody else just come in and you just automatically taking their side and agreeing with what they said. But he goes to wake Aubrey up because she's the only person missing on the gospel record, and somehow she was made the belter, which I'm still trying to understand. Out of all the women in the house, y'all claiming that Aubrey is the belter? Like, are we sure about this? Do we know what belting means? But anyway, they wake her up and she said it. She was like, I just woke up, so I don't know if my voice is ready. So when they get her in the studio, she sounds a mess. It's just cracking all over the place, high pitched. She not even singing the words that she need to be singing. And it don't sound good, but somehow they get it, like they always do, which, like I said, this goes back to making the Band-Aids. You keep going till you get it right. And that's what she did. So yeah, like I said, this is the one song completed by the group. I don't know how they're gonna come up with the other two. So then we have the vocal coach. She shows up again, and they play a few of the songs for her. They play the gospel record, which she thought was beautiful, which it does. Like I said, it sounds good. Pam, congratulations. That's a great song. And I meant to say that too. Like, while they was talking, I didn't want to bring it up, but I am gonna bring it up. Like, she said something about, you know, being brought from a long way, and somehow everybody just started crying, and I'm just like, okay, like crying does not move me. It makes me laugh. Like, I'm not here for the emotional. I don't care. But anyway, where we at? So then they play skeletons, and the vocal coach, she says that Aubrey is like, her timing is off, so it's throwing off the whole song. And all of a sudden the twins agree, and they so I don't know, cause like I be wanting to be on their side, and then it's just like, y'all too fickle for me. Cause it's like, now they hate everything about Aubrey. She can't do nothing right, and they want to take her off the song completely and give her part to Shamari. But Shamari not with it. She like, I'm not trying to be known as the bitch who steal people parts from them and they know nothing about it. So I think you know, like, if it's a conversation that's had and Aubrey has no problem with it, then she would do it. But just to completely do it while she upstairs and ain't nobody said nothing to her, she not with that. Cause Shamari, you know, like, she ain't got a problem with anybody. She done got along with everybody in the house so far. So it's like, I'm not feeling, you know, sneaking behind somebody back. So after that is over, Aubrey pops up in the kitchen, like, completely made up, but she ain't been nowhere. Like, she been in her room all day, ain't came down, ain't did nothing, but she's completely made like makeup. And she tells them that there's going to be a party tonight, and there's going to be cards on a table filled with secrets, and they gonna have to, I guess, expose themselves or whatever. But she's not gonna be there. She is making Irish, her fave, queen in her absence, because she has a terrible stomach ache and she hasn't been able to sleep the past 2 days, even though I want to say maybe like 10 minutes earlier they showed her snoring, like, mouth wide open and everything. So at the party, you know, the ladies all get dressed up. They got these heels on, which I don't know if it's for TV or for what, because it's like, if it's just, I guess you don't know if somebody gonna pop in or whatever. But it's like, if we having a party just at this house, I'm not walking around this house in heels. I'm sorry, I just didn't get it. But I'm also not in the industry. They probably used to wearing heels all the time. Ain't got nothing to do with me. So the questions that are on these cards, the first two is like, who's your celebrity crush? I forgot what the other question was. Oh, like, what's your most embarrassing moment that's happened to you while you were performing? And then we get down to like a shocking question, which is, which one should be replaced in the house? And it's like, this wasn't even really shocking, because the whole episode they've been talking shit about Aubrey. So of course that's who they picked. They picked Aubrey. And it's not like she really going home, but it's just like, they said it out loud, like, we haven't seen her, she hasn't done anything as queen, and, you know, like, we not feeling her, so she should go home. So, you know, like I said earlier, as soon as you do something to make them mad, they no longer want to associate with you. You can no longer be queen. They want you completely out of the house. Like, all of that, like, very high school, very childish. Once again, proving why women cannot be in a group together, because y'all are so fickle and so catty, childish. Like, and so they also have a talk of voting her out, because it's like, don't we have the right to vote her out if we're not happy with her as queen? And they all sound like they are okay with this, except for who? You guessed it, Irish, her fave. And she's talking about Kiely, like, Kiely is over there talking about her, and I see what you're trying to do, boo. I'm like, no, I see you, boo. You about to become Cherish number 2, boo, being her little fool, thinking that you got her back, and she is only out for herself. Because while they at the party, it's not like she's sick. She just upstairs on the phone, FaceTiming her friend, talking shit about the rest of them. It's like, so while you going for her in this confessional, she on the phone FaceTiming her friend talking about how you can't dance, you really can't sing, and she really don't want to be in a group with y'all. She really ready to go home. And so they still trying to come up with names for the group, because I mean, I don't know. But anyway, they come up with Blueprint, which I like it. It's a nice name for a group. And, you know, that's where we end. And I'm just like, you know, I'm going to watch to the end. But at this point, I am kind of annoyed, because it's just like, every episode is just a different person talking about how they want to go home and how they're not happy. And at the slightest little inconvenience for them, they want to leave. And it's annoying. It's like, y'all are proving why y'all careers are the way they are. And I'm going to just leave it at that. You can take that how you want to. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my review. Please come back next week for episode number 5, where it seems like 2 people's beds are going to go missing and their family members show up to visit them. It looks like it's going to be half cute, half drama. And I hope to see you back. Peace.